Good day, fellow Tibetians, Pringlers, and viewers all over the world. You are welcome to this live broadcast. And this is the voice of the TBC Royal Ambassador. The name remains Olakunle Johnson from Nigeria. I'd like to welcome you once again to our today's live broadcast. And today we shall be discussing a very important topic, and that is what happens after all the stake is sold. What would happen after all the stakes have been sold out? This has been a question that is bugging the mind of many. And what will happen? What will be their fate when the stakes of billion coin has been sold out? And this we'll be going to see very shortly without wasting time. Is there hope for as many that are yet to join? Or what is the fate of those that are currently on board? What will be the value of your coin, and what are you expecting when all these stakes have been sold out from admin? And also, what steps should you take now if you are yet to buy the coin? Permit me right now to share my screen so that we'll be able to understand the topic better and also know the mind of admin. There we are. What happens after all the stake is sold? What happens after all the stake is sold? If you look at the picture there, you see the Georgia guide stone. This was anonymously built in 1980 by someone. And when you look at it, it was inscribed in 12 different languages and a hole through the wall. We have the walls in engineering called, we call them fin column. They look like fin and they are columns. When you look through this, you see that there is always there is a hole in the center of those fin columns. When you look through it, it always leaves the North Star visible. Wherever you are, you look through it, you will see the North Star. Precise horizontal slots indicating sun cycles. So you see down there, we have the 12 languages inscribed on this stone. And it was built in Georgia by someone who decided to be anonymous without revealing his identity. But today we refer to it as the Georgia Guide Stone. If you have not read the very first article here, you should read that article before reading this article so you understand why the billion coin was created in the first place. And this can be seen in this link here, the http blogthebillioncoin.info/2016 04/02/scarcity hyphen is dash artificial dash com dash live dash alive dash of dash abundance and /dash. This blog is a blog that tells us about scarcity is artificial. Come live a life of abundance. And of course, if you have gone through my broadcast, you would have listened to all this where we try to let you understand, where the admin try to let you understand that scarcity is artificial, scarcity is demonic, scarcity is human-made, scarcity is not the mind of God for his creation. Scarcity is demonic. Why? Because we're made to know, if you're a Christian, in Genesis chapter 1, we got to understand that in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The earth was without form, shapeless. But by the word of his mouth, he brought everything in order, created everything, created the land, separated the sky from the ground, the sea, everything, and created all the creatures in the sea, created the land itself, created the plants, the birds of the air, all the creeping creatures. And after all this, say, come, let us create man in our own image. And the Bible says, in his own image created he them. So he created us in his image. And after creating us in his image, he went ahead to put us in a garden of abundance where we're living a life of abundance. All we need to do is just stay in that garden and then eat whatever we could or that we want to eat. Everything is made up available. And he said to us that we should have dominion over all the fish of the air, the fish of the sea, the bird of the air, and every living creature. Even the leaves, the plants, he says, they are for medicine for us. We have to just eat all of them. So all has been made available by God. But what happened? The elite, the so-called elite, that call themselves world power. It may interest you today to know that it's about a family of about 13 that controls the money in all the central banks of every nation of the world. Just 13 family. Just 13 family. So this elite represents just about 1% of the global population. And they control the West. That means that just the 99% remaining of the global population are left only to, to feed on 1% that is remaining. It won't be enough. So let's go ahead. I was marked for death before I was even born. And so were you too. What I mean is, there is a plan to kill 80% of the people on planet Earth so that the elite can rule over 500 million people that will remain. In order for them to achieve this horrific goal, they needed to control every aspect of everyone's life, even from cradle to grave, and brainwash everyone into believing in the idea of scarcity. They created scarcity, and that's why we call it artificial scarcity. Right now, most of you reading on the blog or listening to me right now still act like you believe in scarcity. What are we saying? Most of you that will have the time to go and read this article on the blog, or those of you that are listening to this broadcast right now, still act as if you believe in scarcity. I want to encourage you to drop that belief and start believing in abundance and prosperity for all. Do you think abundance is tied to money? It is not. Not at all. Abundance is tied to the earth. The next time you take a plane and travel for at least 3 hours overland, get a window seat and watch the earth below you. What you will notice is that from almost any point on earth, 70% of your trip, you will see nothing but raw land, completely empty of human life. So the argument that there is too many of us is just not true. Even if there were 10 billion humans on the earth, it will still be mostly empty of human life. Every substance and element needed to sustain human life is abundant on the earth. Just like I told us in the introduction, that God made everything in abundance so that we can enjoy a life of affluence, a life of prosperity. That's what God wants us to do. So this is a fact. They want you to believe that there is not enough food to feed everyone. Once again, it is not true. Study the facts and not the brainwashing propaganda. We need to study the facts. Don't believe in their propaganda that scarcity is real. Scarcity is not real. God has created us to live a life of abundance. Like I told you just a while ago, that if you travel overland, just try the next time you'll be boarding a plane. Get a window seat. Watch through the window. If you travel for 3 hours, 70% of your journey, what you will see is vast land, vast landed area without human being in it. That shows that we still have enough. So if they say that because the world population is exploding, because that's the language, that we're exploding in population, and that is why there will be scarcity, that is why there will be economic crunch, that is why money depreciates. No, it's a lie. Because all those landed areas still have abundance of mineral deposits, still have a lot of fish in the oceans, and a lot of trees and whatever that is there enough to fend for all human beings. Okay? Every substance and element needed to sustain human life is in abundance on the earth. This is a fact. They want you to believe that there is not enough food to feed everyone. Once again, it is not true. Go back, study that fact, and don't believe their brainwashing propaganda. The elite know that if they can control your mind, they can also control you. They will debate that there is not enough raw materials on the earth to deliver a car or a computer or cell phone to everyone that wants those things. Untrue. Hope you get the point by now. Let's go ahead. The Bitcoin was created to change people's mind. It is just a tool to change the mind of everyone to accept the fact that abundant living is sustainable. Look at the current result. 1% of the world population in 2016 owns 99% of all the wealth of the earth. In the form of money. That means that 99% of all that people have to share only 1% of all the money in the world. Do you really think that is sustainable? No, no way. It is not. How can 99% of the total population be sharing 1%? When only 1% of the population is taking 99% wealth. Some of you keep asking for an exchange for the billion coin. The elite created the idea and system of exchanges to rob the people of their wealth. That is one thing you must know. They are the one that created the idea of exchanges. Now, Look at all those monies that are put on exchange market, foreign exchange market. You see what happens. Sometimes they say the value has dropped. When they like again, they say it has increased. And when it increased in a very little proportion. When it will go down, it will drop like falling due to gravity. It just go down drastically. And also, you must understand that who are the creator of this market? The creator of the market will never lose. So those that gains are those people that owns the market. So forget about taking the billion coin into any exchange. We are not going to do that. Okay? And that is why most people that use exchanges does what? Lose money and then blame it on the market. It is a giant shell game. And that is why it is so confusing for most people. Rob people through confusion. You would never guess that your lose is their gain. I am sure there will be an exchange set up for the billion coin, but it must be customized to embrace your abundance, base your okay. Let's go over that. But it must be customized to embrace our abundance-based currency with no losers. The billion coin is the most valuable asset on earth right now. What else on earth is increasing in value at the rate of 5% a day? Nothing else. Nothing else anywhere. Now, now that was a long introduction to the question of what happens after all the stake is sold out. So, but what I'm about to show you will shock you. And I just wanted you to understand that we need to make this happen because our lives depend on this working. They want to kill us, but they can't kill an idea. Ideas spread, they go viral. Since most people act like abundance is tied to money, let's create a vast abundance of so much money that it will wake people up to the reality of how things really are and put away all of the foolishness that produces war, famine, and disease. In other words, there are tools needed to kill most of us. Most of us. The true power is on our side because we outnumber them 100 to 1. The billion coin is money, that people's money, made it to lift up all humanity, starting with you. Now, there was this greeting we were exchanging yesterday in a group meeting, or our community meeting here in Nigeria, precisely in Jos, Nigeria. When we say TBC, we say power to the people, or we say empowering the people. Why? TBC is there to empower you, is there to give you power financially, and also to have given you a compassionate mind for humanity. So, TBC is the people's money made to lift up all of humanity, starting with you. As you can already see, the billion coin spreads fast and is destined to be used by at least 1 billion people with the mission to end poverty globally. And that is why the acronym or the name adopted for it as the billion coin, because we are looking at bringing 1 billion people on board. And if 1 billion people has embraced this, then we're on that mission. But is a mission accomplished? Then by then would be myself and yourself will be ending poverty together. Now, simply put, one of the stake, uh, simply put, once all the stake is sold out, we will then put our attention on mining the other half of the billion coin. So what we have mined now is one half. So once this stake is sold off, then the other half will be mined. 500 TBC coin are mined every 3 minutes and is halved every 3 years. Until all of the coins are mined, the final date will all be mined like in July 4th, 2029. Below are the dates and values of the TBC coin mined each day. These values are shocking. It won't be long until it's just one day worth of coin mined. There will be enough money to end poverty in just a single day. Think about that. I imagine a world free of poverty. We can do it. It will be a grassroots effort, and that is why it will work. Those that purchase stake will be given the opportunity first to be trained on mine. By the way, mining is mostly automatic. Set it up and leave it to work day and night. TBC mining can be done on any PC, that is on any computer. You can mine on any computer. So you don't have to buy any special equipment to mine TBC. The software is free. So stakeholders will get set up first. They will get set up first. Then we will release all of the code of TBC to the public for free. Then everyone can mine. Mining secures the network. The more miners, the better. And let me ask you here, would you like to join the miners? I guess you will say yes. Yes, because that means you are printing your own money by then. You are your own central bank, and then you continue to mine. And that is why it is good you join now. Now, at some point, all of you will realize that you have too much wealth in TBC. You will learn to exchange TBC for food, for clothing, for homes and cars, and everything else you want. And also, you won't be able to spend it fast enough because you can't finish it. Now, what are we talking about? Some of you will say, where is this money you are talking about? I once explained this. TBC we have had now is money, but where is the money? It's a digital money, it's a cryptocurrency. Thieves cannot break into your house and say, yeah, bring the money. They can't collect TBC. It's not anywhere. It's a digital money. And how will this happen? It's based on our agreement. We all agree that we will spend it. And just like it started before, people were trading using trade by goods. Give you a little maybe of rice, you give me a little measure of gari. I give you little measure of beans, you give me a little measure of corn. And that was how it started. Later, it develops to exchange of cowrie shell. Just get your cowries. I collect one cowrie from you. You give me certain measure of certain quantity of food. And if you give me two cowrie, I'm giving you another quantity. And we all agreed. We started using it. The same way it grew into paper notes. And I said, you have a certain size of note, and they say this is $1 or $10. You still have the same size of note with different color. They say $200, and people will begin to rejoice. And that's what we are doing today. So the same thing is happening here in TBC. Once it is agreed, and many nations have been adopting it now as their own currency. As in, like in Philippines, it has been agreed there, and people are already using it as their own money. So as soon as all of us agree on this TBC, we find out that it will be acceptable to all, and then you're already a millionaire or a billionaire, and you can't spend it and finish it. You won't be able to spend it as fast as possible. You use it in exchange for food, for clothing, for homes, for cars, and everything else you want. Okay? The value will keep on increasing until each TBC coin is worth €1 billion. Once you realize this, you will then want to secure your own future by doing your part to end poverty. As long as there is poverty, there will be war. If war spreads, your future may come to an abrupt end when you are dead. Understand? Think about it now. Don't wait until the value hits the crazy amount. Plan ahead and don't be foolish. Now, let's go over the numbers for the miners. Now, let's see now. Eight, we have value of all the TBC coins mined on that date, assuming that we will only go up by 5% a day in the value of each TBC coin. 21st March 2016, we have £240. At 22nd March 2016, it has reached £252. On and on and on and on like that. And it kept increasing. By 27th of August 2016, the worth of one has gone to 516,448 uh, uh, pounds until it goes on increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing. It's not depreciating in value. Okay, there. What do we have there now? By 8th of October 2017, it has entered about 336 pounds. Next is the exact date each TBC coin will be worth €1 billion if we maintain the growth at 5%. The gap here is because if you look at that on the 9th of October 2017, it has gone to about 240 about trillion or so. Now, the gap here is because the value of all TBC coin mined each day is exactly the same. Only the date changes. Let me ask you a serious question. Is 240 trillion euros enough to end poverty globally? Yes, it is even more than enough. We just needed to each do our part. That's what abundance is all about. More than enough. More than enough. 240 trillion euro a day mined from October 9th, 2017 until March 20, 2019. Do you see how close we are at fulfilling the mission of TBC to end poverty globally? The following gaps are for the same reasons above. TBC having dropped the daily value until all of the TBC coin are mined. From 21st March 2019, we have about 120 trillion. And then, let's see, and as of 4th July, 4th July, we're going to have about also 2029. We're going to have the last TBC coin will be mined on that date. So TBC can last as long as we need it to last. Each of you have full control over the coins you have purchased. No bank or government has any jurisdiction over TBC. TBC does have the power to be unstoppable. It just needs people to believe in it. This is not a short-term plan. TBC is here to stay for the long run. Abundant living will catch on and the people will unite around it. I want to believe that you have actually listened to this broadcast now and you have understanding of the fact that TBC is out to end poverty and to bring many to the life of affluence. And you have understood what happens when all the stakes, uh, after all the stakes is sold out. We'll continue the mining of the second half. And you can see that the value of our coin is ever increasing. And also, you have understood that you are the bank of your own. Nobody has the power to control your money. It is with you. And therefore, it is advisable that you continue to keep faith with the TBC, bring more people on board, and together we'll be fighting poverty. And we're going to fight poverty to a standstill. I welcome you now to the life of abundance. Thanks for listening and thanks for going through this very live broadcast. And I believe it has helped you in one way or the other. You can get more facts when you go to the blog. Just get to the Billion Coin blog and then you have much more understanding. And this is the voice of the TBC Royal Ambassador. The name remains Olakule Johnson, broadcasting live from Nigeria. Thanks for listening. And I want to say I love you. Bye.